Okay, let's put this all together. You know, very typical of stir fries, there's a fair amount of prep to do at the beginning. You put that all together in one place so it's easy to get to, and then it's showtime. So we're gonna throw together this pad thai in about less than 10 minutes, and let's do it. All right. As you can see, all the prep is done from the previous steps. So some beautiful work there. Beautiful veg, really tasty things. Remember the tofu that's ready to go. And the sort of third part of this, the pad thai sauce. Right, so you want to be working with a very heavy skillet that has a lid, preferably, or a wok and a plate or a lid that you can use to cover the wok, because there'll be a bit of steaming of veg that's going on. Okay, first step is to heat the skillet or the wok over a medium-high heat, so you want a fairly intense heat here. We're going to add some vegetable oil here. I happen to have grapeseed oil in the house. That's what I'm using. It's also good for stir frying because it has a high smoking point, so it'll take a high temperature. But really use whatever you've got. You can use olive oil if you've got that, or sort of a general all-purpose vegetable oil. We're going to add about 2 tablespoons to the pan. And then the tofu. Okay, and the goal here is to saute the tofu, to color it just a bit. It'll take about 5 minutes, and basically you want to turn it every so often so that all of the sides are colored. And that'll take about 5 minutes. Okay, so that's been about 5 minutes, and as you can probably see there, the tofu is taking some color on the sides. This is good because visually it looks really nice, and it's caramelizing the tofu, so you're going to get a richer flavor there, an enhanced flavor, and also it's a texture. It's going to be a bit crispy on the outside, so that'll be quite nice as well. Okay, great. So the tofu is done, and now comes a bit of stir fry with the aromatic ingredients. So I'm talking about the chili, the garlic, and the ginger. Okay, now this is stir fry, so be careful here because you don't want the garlic to turn to brown. A little golden is okay, but not brown, dark brown, because it'll become bitter. If you run into your pan's too hot and it's turning color too quickly, just add a few tablespoons of water and it will bring the temperature right down, and you continue with the stir fry. So that's looking great. Looking really nice there. The smell, oh my gosh, smell is just wonderful. Okay, so we stir fried this for about 2 minutes. Great, this is looking really good, smells fabulous. And the next step is to add the broccoli and a little bit of water and cover so that it steams. So here's the broccoli. I'm doing the florets and the stem parts that I cubed all together, and about a 1/4 cup of water. Give that a good stir, right? And some lovely colors there. Okay, so right, let's cover it. and that takes about 4 minutes. Right, that's been about 4 minutes or so, so I'm gonna take a look at how we're doing. Okay, visually it's great. The water has all but evaporated. The garlic's not burning, which is good. And my goal here is to just make sure that the broccoli is cooked to a kind of tender, crisp doneness. So I'm going to take a fork here and just give a poke. And this feels great. This is fine. There's a bit of the stem. Perfect. Right? Next step is the sauce. And also the spring onion. I'm going to reserve a little for the garnish. Okay. This is looking pretty good. It's a little thick, so I'm going to add just a bit more water, which will also help it to cook better, because that will boil and create some vapor, some steam. Okay, I'm going to cover and let this heat through for about a couple of minutes, and we're just about done. So let's take a look. Right, and that's looking pretty good. You know, feel free to add a bit of water at this stage if you need to, if it's getting too thick. And also give it a good stir to make sure that it's not scorching on the bottom. And if it is, of course, turn the heat down, and you're in business. And the last step is to add the noodles that have been cooked off previously, drained and tossed in a little bit of oil. We're just going to stir this in by handfuls into the sauce. If your noodles have stuck together by this point a bit, just pour some nearly boiling water over them. Make sure they're drained well. They should loosen up right away, and you can add them to the pad thai sauce. Okay, and I just use my hands here because the noodles are pretty delicate, and don't want to tear them any more than you need to. I'm going to add just a little bit of water here because the sauce is really thickening up. This is looking really good. And now I'm going in with the trusty tongs at this point, just to get a good mixing of the ingredients. Let's get this into some bowls. Okay, the last step is to plate the pad thai into the bowls and garnish with some of the shredded basil and mint that we did earlier, squeeze of lime juice, and Bob's your uncle. This is a nice trick for doing pasta, like spaghetti, for instance, or noodles. If you have tongs, you can just kind of rotate the tongs counterclockwise in this case, as far as I can go, and then into the bowl and rotate in a clockwise direction as you go, and it just spools the pasta in a really nice fashion in the bowl. Right, so I've plated the pad thai, and I just need to garnish it with squeeze of lime, and then some of the spring onions that I reserved for garnish. There's the lovely basil. mint, and pad thai is really good for using up other ingredients that you have hanging about in the larder. So I just happen to have some sesame seeds, but you could use pumpkin seeds or chopped peanuts, roasted chopped peanuts would be just fine. Just a sprinkling of that. And there's some lovely pad thai. So here's the finished bowl of pad thai, and if you've got some toasted sesame oil about, it's nice as a garnish on top. Just a little drizzle will do. It's very powerfully flavored. Et voilà. Bon appétit.